how many minutes I had until like later on that night. But you know, the coaches do a great job of subbing. You know, when they sub, how they sub. We kind of had a couple stops and breaks in the game at halftime. So just some of those things, you know, was able to steal me a couple minutes, and you know that's part of the game. You know, so I felt pretty fine overall. But at the same time, it was whatever I needed to do to win, and don't matter how many minutes, how much time, any of that. I'm just willing to do it all.
Why do you think Blackwell's been so effective for Wisconsin? Like the way he's been able to play. I mean, he did it last year too, but with different guys next to him, it seems like he's still able to sort of lead them toward wins.
Definitely, I think he's a great point guard. Last year he had a good year. I think this year he even turned it up a notch. Aggressiveness, his shooting, his scoring. He can do a little bit of everything from all three aspects. So that's definitely a notch. Kind of grew up playing on my AAU circuit a little, and he's from the Detroit area, so kind of know him a little bit. But definitely, he's took it up a notch this year.
When like with Devine's injury, I know Denham can play behind you, but you're going to play more minutes than you would. Is there a conscious watching fouls and some of the things you've done this season? Like, does that affect how you play defense and prepare?
No, I think at the same every night I try to go out. I try to be aggressive on defense, but also at the same time be smart. Like I know what's a foul and what's not a foul. So just making sure that I'm in the right position. I'm doing everything I can, and to get stops. That's the way our team is. I believe we're the best defensive team in the country, and we prepare for it, and we don't want to change anything or any way we do. And I think if I can get the defense started, the guys behind me and everybody that's coming in, or the guys next to me, will definitely follow.
Obviously you played Illinois last week, home state game, and they were after you. You put Blackwell on the other side of it. I haven't played him last year. You feel like this is a circle game for him?
I don't know. I know obviously he does a lot to help his team win, and they're up there in the race for the Big Ten championship. So I know he's gonna come out. Every night he's been playing well. So he's definitely gonna come out and try to do whatever he needs to do to help his team win.
With the race, I mean, obviously it's pretty tight right now at the top. How much did you guys watch the games last night, and just moving forward, how much, knowing you got all these top teams and kind of they have to do everything, with a bunch of different top teams as well. Do you kind of, I don't want to say scoreboard watch, but do you watch these games and kind of see who's doing what at this point a little more?
No. For me, I know me and the guys, we definitely watch the games and whatnot, but at the same time, I think a little bit like last year, we was kind of in the same position as we lost to West Coast, then we had a bad loss to Indiana, and our goal and our mindset is try to win every game. The last stretch, whether it's the last 8 or 9, just come in, focus on your scouting report, your job, put the most time, work you can, and let's try to finish the regular season out, 7-0 or 8-0 or whatever it is, just so you can give yourself the best chance to have a shot at the Big Ten. So other than that, we want to come in and we want to do our job, and whatever else happens.
These games on the road
Thank
too,
you.
I would think, especially after drop one, I feel like you got to get one back on the road in some ways, or is it more about protecting home court and kind of letting things?
No, I think our job is to try to win every game. Obviously we prepare. We go through our scouting reports. The coaches, the GAs, the managers, they spend a lot of time on what we need to do and how we can try to get a win and what they see, and our job as players is to try to follow that. So try to do that to the best of our ability, and go out there, play hard, play smart, and try to get the win. Obviously a road win in the Big Ten is hard. We all know that. So just understanding, just knowing it's going to be that much harder. It's going to be 15 guys versus 15,000. So every night you got to go in and you really have to be connected. Every possession, every moment, ups and downs. So just understanding, that.
What have you seen from Jordan through a couple starts at the 2 so far, being alongside each other on the backcourt?
Nothing that I haven't seen all year. Jordan kind of always came in. He was a high energy. He got a lot of deflections. He guarded. He made shots. He, slowly getting his bounce right now. But he rebounds. He's loose ball. He does a little bit of everything. So I kind of seen that in the summer when he first got here. So it was no really surprise or shock that it's the same thing that he did off the bench, the same thing that he's doing while he's starting. So just understanding that Jordan's gonna come in, he's gonna give 120. He keep plays alive, keep balls alive, dive on the floor. Jordan does everything. So this is special to have a freshman like that and a player on our team like that on next to me. So I kind of seen it since he got here, so I wouldn't say it's not a big shock or really surprise.
And Izzo kind of said he seems pretty calm for a freshman. Do you concur with that? And you're like, how unique is that trait for a true freshman, just kind of be mellow,
Agree. I think he still has his moments. He's a freshman. He get a little sped up, get a little nervous a little bit. But I try to talk to him. Cohen, Cole, Jax. We try to calm him down, and I kind of can tell when he's a little sped up or when something happened. I'll go over, I'll talk to him. Calm down, whatnot. But at the same time, it happens. This is your first time experiencing something new. But overall, he's kind of done a great job of, controlling it and understanding it. So definitely with more time, more games, I definitely think he's going to keep growing and keep getting a lot better.
Sorry if you touched on this already. I'm just wondering your reaction when you found out Jace was going to be in the dunk contest, and what do you think his outlook is in that?
I was happy. I had seen it. I know he got some dunks. I seen a little bit last year in practice, so he got more than I think he was showing in the NBA games. It's understandable. That's more, get 2 points. So I definitely, seeing a little something. He got a couple tricks up his sleeve. I hope he pull some of them out. But I know he can jump. I know he got some tricks, but overall, I hope he win it.
Have you talked to him about it? He seemed surprised based on his social media that he was even in the discussion, I guess.
I had talked to him a little bit, but I know he got a couple tricks, so I want him to win it. Always want a Spartan to take care of business, but overall, Jace, go get that.
Jeremy, we talked with Coach.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Talked with Coach a little bit about it earlier, but the fans, especially at Illinois and throughout this season, how do you draw off of the fans? And we've seen you multiple times hyping up the crowd, whatever it is. How does that tie into your character as a point guard, and what do you get out of those moments?
A lot. It's for me, it's a fun moment. I enjoy it. Just being able to play at a university, a Hall of Fame program like this, and just have people that want to come out and support you every night, whether you're doing good, you're doing bad. Like, I don't think it's never been a game where the Izzo hasn't been full in my 3 years here. Besides Christmas break, and the alumni Izzo even did their job. They came out and it was great for us. So just being able to play at a university and play in front of people that's so passionate about the game and the sport, and just being able to come out and I try to put on a show and hype them up and interact with them, because without them, we probably don't win some of those games in those big time and competitive matches. So just understanding that they come out and they do their job. So for me, it's a fun time. I try to hype every part of the Breslin up and show love and wave and clap and do whatever I can to feel connected to them. Because they come out, they spend their time, their money, their efforts, and come out here to enjoy 2-3 hours of basketball. So I try to make it worth everybody a while. And even for me, like, I get really happy when a free throw, missed free throw, start jumping around and trying to hype everybody up. So it's just a fun, a cool moment, and just something that a lot of people don't get to experience, no matter where you are or even a different school, campus. It's just not something you experience. So I just try to have fun with it.
And